Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be a part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. Now, if you're not a member or not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. Now, if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. That's courtesy of Jeff Riley. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. If you're inclined to not come in, just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box over here. I will do my best to make your comments a part of the show and your questions as well. Now understand, sometimes even I can't get a word in myself, so be patient. I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comments. And by the way, you only can make questions or comments known during a live stream. So like I said, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host, or the many building videos, Saturday at John's, the contest coverage that Sparky does on this platform, informative and enjoyable, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell and select all so that whether myself or Sparky comes on, you'll be notified. Share the videos, comments, also help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And that's the blue button down below if you haven't subscribed, or if you haven't joined yet. And by the way, I'm also a member, so I have the $4.99 come out of my checking account every month, and I don't miss it. And I suspect you won't miss it either. You can also support us using the super chat, which is located at the bottom of the chat box over there. And you can use any amount, any donation you want. And that's only available during a live stream. So please remember, come on in at Monday and Friday night. And if it's not convenient for you to watch it, just make a donation and come back and watch the replay at a later date. Okay. Now, your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunthangar. With your memberships, you'll get special badges and stickers that Sparky and I can see in the YouTube chat box over there. You get unlimited replay of member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. And this is Sparky's YouTube channel. I'm only in here twice a week. So if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. Place a comment or question on the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which Sparky shot with his video camera of me flying his Junar XL. And I'll receive a notification because that's my channel, and I'll be able to respond to you quickly. I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children and grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and post a link now at stunthangar.com. So let me do that. I got a couple clicks to do in addition to that. So let's see here. Hope everybody is having a good week. I went out flying today with my with my friend Joe Mata. And so the link is now posted. And let me see here. Let me go. I see there's some people there already. Let me get to the what I call the control panel. Just be a moment here. I might need to give my computer a tune-up or something. It is a little bit slow. And it's just one of those things I don't think about until I start this live stream. Then I realize, oh, I need to get this taken care of. Just another moment, I'll be there at the control panel. Let's see, looks like it is streaming, very good. And I got a couple more clicks, and hopefully people will make it in here. It's Friday night. Right now we have 8 concurrent viewers right now. And looks like Dennis out of Mission is making his way in here, which is great. We have 6 likes. So if you haven't hit the like button, please smash that like button, or kick it or touch it. Do something with it, please. It won't cost you a penny to hit the like button, and it helps the analytics of our show. And Tom Ramel says, like provided. Dennis Adamison says, like. And I see that Dennis Adamison is a subscriber. I mean, excuse me, he is a member of our YouTube channel. He has a special icon next to his name. And he's also in here, so that's a VIP. And Jack Snavely, he has those airplane stickers. It says hello. He's also a member of our YouTube channel. And then Dennis Adamison went on to say, hello, Jack, happy Friday. And then Jack Snavely said, thank you, Dennis. You also have a great day too. You all also. Fantastic. And let me just do one last thing, Dennis. I see you there. Let me just take care of this stuff, and then I won't be having to turn my attention away. I see that Gary Sinclair is making his way in here as well. And just about done. Let's see here, just we do this. Great. All right, fantastic. Let me see if I can get rid of some of these tabs. So maybe I might get a little bit better streaming experience, and get rid of this. All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys coming in. Hello, Dennis, and hello, Gary Sinclair.
Hi, Dan.
Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it. It's great when you guys are in here before I even finish all my other stuff. So that's fantastic.
I know I kept refreshing, waiting for that thing to come out. It didn't come out because I already hit the like. So.
Thank you, Gary. And here comes Bob Whitley. I see you got the popcorn. I've been thinking about it. Oh, Dennis, you got to pull your boom down. I can't hear you.
This is the official snack of Stunthangar Chats, isn't it?
Yeah.
And are you wearing your official shirt? I know you had it on last.
No.
Okay, very cool. That's cool.
Mackinac Island.
All right. Hey, Bob Whitley, thank you for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure. Don't know how long I'll be here tonight, but had to come in.
I appreciate that. Now, you was actually going to play hooky last time because the weather forecast looked good, and you was going to go do some flying. Did you actually?
Yeah, it was a terrific day.
Fantastic.
Everything went well. I need more nose weight in my Vector, but other than that, and maybe a tiny flap tweak, it was flying straight off the board really well. I had one of the guys who's expert take it up for me too.
That's excellent.
It's a little bit twitchy, like I say, it needs some more nose weight, but I can live with that. Easy enough to do.
Thanks for coming in.
And
Guys. Hey, guys.
We got 2 Canadians and
Hey,
3
Len.
here. All right.
Hey.
Hey, Gary.
hi.
Yeah, I was having my RSTs with the Super Tiger 35s. They're old and were wore out a bit too much, so they were flying like crap. So I'm going to re-engine them with my LA 40s because last year that worked really well on it.
Very good.
No shortage of line pull with the 40, but so based on what we were talking about the other night about the motor mount mods with the pads, I'm going to do similar to that just to be able to fit the 40 on. Unfortunately, the bolts to mount through from the back to get 440 bolts in flathead countersunk with enough length, like 3/4 inch. I had to order them in, so they won't be in for about a week. But I came up with an alternative way of doing it.
All right.
I guess I'm surprised the Tigers didn't work out for you. They were
They were just old, they were old used ones, and You know,
Mhm.
I've got a brand new one. I was just in the process of breaking in that I'm going to put on the nose of my smoothie, but then I have another one missing the head, so I could take one of these heads, put it on it, see what it's like. I have a couple of sets of pistons and liners on order with Brian Gardner, but they've been on order. You know, the 35s, he's been procrastinating on it due to supply or whatever for about 2 years now. So I'm not holding my breath, but I
I guess not.
I might put in for another 2 sets of them, and I've got a Super Tiger 60 piston liner set on order also, and I might add another one to the order also.
Well, you put the 60 piston and liner in the 35. That'll be quite an engine.
That'll be a great motor. Yeah.
That'll
that'd
be right
be
up Len's alley. So
Yeah,
I think
betcha.
that'd be to fit it in there. I think it qualifies an external combustion engine, wouldn't it?
yeah,
Cool.
that's
I'm
true.
in.
The cylinder would fit inside or would fit outside the fins. So yeah,
Perfect. That's a great
that
idea.
could be a problem.
Yeah,
Very good.
you buy used engines, you know, and sometimes you get
Don't.
really used.
Don't. Don't. You know why you don't? Because by the time you buy Brian Gardner parts and pieces to put in these used engines, you could have bought a brand new, really good stunt motor. That's just my feeling.
Exactly, that's the way I'm feeling too. So
Yeah.
that's
Well,
why,
I get it, but I just stopped doing that. I look at it and go, no, I'm not going to pay $200 and some odd dollars or $300 for parts for a used motor. I'm just not going to do that. I
well,
can't.
the last set that I got from them, I got 2 sets of them a couple of years ago for my 36Xs, and it came to $120 Canadian
That's not bad. That's not too
for each set. So that,
That's
you
not
know,
too
that
bad.
Yeah,
not
that's borderline, but big picture, I think I agree with Len on that. Is it's
I do
so
too.
hard. It's so hard to get to number one to even find the parts, and much less.
That's why
Yeah.
I'm re-entering them tonight.
That's
That's a good choice.
actually you could find LA 40s are like popcorn. They're like popcorn.
Yeah, exactly. They're everywhere.
Mhm.
Well, I got 2 of them here, so the 2 that I'm flying that'll work just fine. I just gotta. Yeah, fortunately, the widths of the motor mounts is the same as the Super Tiger 35, so that part's easy. It's just the spacing is different. So I'm just gonna make clamp plates for it because I want to have them done by noon tomorrow when I head out of town.
Wow.
I'm hoping to do some flying down at the Pinoca field on Sunday after my reunion if the hangover isn't too bad.
Quick question, Bob. You mentioned on your airport there there were a couple of Formula One racers there. Did you mention the red and gold Kasuit named Out of Time or something like that?
Let me check here. I'll grab my phone. I took some pics. I don't know how to load them up on here, but
Yeah.
All right. Let me welcome Stuart. Thank you, Stuart. So now we have 3 Canadians. And then I think Mark Lumen is making his way. I just see his name, but no camera yet. And
Yeah, Charles not an American. He's a citizen of the world. So
hey, Bob Whitley, there's a question for you. Bill Bomer, he says, hi, all. Bob, are you using a STC35 or G2135? And then
they're the C35 stunt version
and he says,
with the baffle.
then he says he's a fellow
with the
Canadian.
baffle. Wow.
Yeah.
Those are pretty rare. Pretty hard to find.
I have 4 of them, or maybe 5, something like that.
Yeah,
But the Brian Gardner sets convert a combat one to it anyway, so it's not a big deal.
Well, did Brian make baffled pistons or did he
Yeah,
make the flatheads?
he offers both if he ever gets the parts for them.
Really? Okay.
I wouldn't mind trying one of those. I have like 3 35s, C cases. And that's the motor I had as a kid, which I just loved on my magician kit, the big one.
Yeah.
That was
Well, you get an ABC piston and cylinder in almost any engine. It's an upgrade, and treat it nice. They'll really live a long time too. So
I don't know if you guys can see that on.
make it big. And
yeah, there we go.
By the way, Mike Lonke, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Hi, Mike.
Those are 2 of the cassettes. One in the background, the Outlaw. I'll see if I can bring that up. That's a Cirrus that's in our hangar.
Uh-huh.
Wow, looks nice.
Yeah.
I like this
And
line.
this is Scott's cassette. About 4 years ago or 5 years ago, I guess, in his first race ever, he won silver in the rookie class at Reno with it.
Mhm.
And it's a very outdated airplane. So there was a lot of pilot skill involved there. It was his
Wow.
first pylon race he'd ever entered, and to get silver. And that went on the, he was moved up to advanced in succeeding years. So he hasn't done as well against the really hot machines, but he's doing an electric conversion for this, which I can't really show you because it's secret. But they have a electric class that they were going to do just before COVID hit, and they figure that 5 minutes maximum, no parachutes, no fire suits. It's going to be risky. They all have to take off at once and land at once because they're only going to have 5 minutes of battery life. But it should be quite interesting and exciting.
Wow.
Uh,
Well, what's that plane behind all that? I see that Outlaw, but there's something in the very back. What was that?
that's a lake amphibian. If you're looking at the one with the engine up
Yes.
top,
Yep.
Yes.
and then right behind it is an RV-8. I'll get you some better pictures of them.
And I have a comment from Rick Wallace. He says, "Can Bob give a little information on the two red and white planes behind him?"
Sure.
Just be a moment. And then Bill Bomer says, "Okay, thanks. I've always thought the G21 engines were the stunt engine. I am a diehard ST46 guy. I understand. Those are good engines."
Yeah, I can understand. I have two Super Dagger 46s also, two 56s and two 60s. That's a RV-8,
Oh, nice.
Vans RV-8.
Well, that's beautiful too.
And this is a Sonex motor glider, or Sonex, motor glider that's under construction.
Wow.
And what else we got here? It's all covered up, but that's the electric motor conversion that Scott's going to be putting in the cassette.
Wow.
There's the fuselage that Scott built, the framework, and it's staying as that. That's actually tied into a simulator where you use the synthetic vision goggles. And it's for people to try out Formula One racing. It's actually an old cassette fuselage that he set up, and he had it at Reno last year. It was quite popular. So I haven't tried it out yet, but it would be fun. And that's another cassette that's being rebuilt to a newer version. And it's kind of interesting. The owner of it, he had another guy that was he's not into racing and he's too big to fit in it anyway. And the fellow he was wanting to do it isn't available anymore, even though he'd bought the plane and everything just kind of for him. So I was getting some very strong hints that he might want me to fly it. So we'll see. That's another view of the lake amphibian for you, Charles.
Oh, that's what I saw. Yeah, very nice.
It's
That's
a
a beautiful
four-place
airplane.
amphibious plane. Yeah, they're a little bit different to fly because of the high pusher.
Yeah.
Backwards to other airplanes for throttle response. Normally, when you add power, your nose goes up. Take power off, it goes down. It's exactly the opposite on these. So when you're coming in and flaring to land, you better be ready for backwards response.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, man.
Well, you also get, I would imagine throttle on, you'd get a lot of effectiveness out of the tail surface. And
Oh, yes, absolutely.
you power it down and all of a sudden the tail goes away. So,
Yeah, that really helps for water landings.
Mhm.
Those are the new wings for that cassette I was just showing you.
wow.
It had old Hershey bar wings, but these are all composite. That total weight is about 100 pounds.
Wow.
And I can lift it with minor grunt. And it's very similar to the old Nemesis, which is the winningest Formula One plane back in the 90s. Those were the original wings off it. You can see the standard Hershey bar type construction. That's wooden construction, which is typical of most cassettes. There's the engine that'll be going in it. So the rules require a standard Continental 0200, but it can be blueprinted out the yin yang and balanced and everything. and they over rev the crap out of them. So you don't get a lot of life out of them, but they're not in the certified category anyway. And aftermarket parts are readily available for this purpose. So it is pretty hard on engines. You know, if you get 100 hours out of an engine, you're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's just another view of the lake with the Cirrus behind it.
Wow. Thank you.
And then, those are the wings for the motor glider.
All right.
You can see they're fairly long span for a small plane. That's a beautiful Mooney. It's got full glass cockpit. It's got all of the Lepresti mods. If you're familiar with that, that was the hot rod of guy of Mooney's.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the owner of the hangar, a friend of mine. It's his personal airplane. And I'm fortunate to be the check pilot on it, and I can use it anytime I want. So
nice.
Another view of it. But, you can't be too big of a guy to fit into a Mooney though. And yeah, that's about it.
Wow, thank you. I have a question. Bill Ballmer, he asked, he said, I always thought that the G21 engines were the stunt engine. And the G21 35, I think it's mostly used in combat. Is that right, Mike Lonke? The G21? It's not, is it ever been used in stunt? I don't think so. Yeah. Go ahead, Dennis.
I was going to say the G21 series ran from a 29, 35, 40, and 46. The 29 was a speed engine and was the originally available front intake. Later on, they made a rear intake version of it. The 35 was sized for combat. The 40 went into rat racers, and they were all, high RPM revving kind of engines and everything like that. And then the 46 did not rev that way, and it was actually well suited to stunt. And put it in context, a lot of people were very unsuccessful trying to run Tiger 40s in place of 46s. The reason they wanted to do that is it used to be under the rules, if you used the 46, you had to use 018 lines, and if you used the 40, you could get away with 015s.
Mhm.
So people would think, gee, I'll just drop the 40 in it, use the lighter lines, and give up a little power, but give up some drag. It just didn't work that way. The 40s just didn't work. And then later on, the G series, the rear intake racing engines were
Hey, Dennis,
first of the big blocks. Yes, sir.
and correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the G21 35 come in a plain bearing, the C35, and then there was also a ball bearing version of that?
Yeah,
as well?
the G21s were all ball bearings, and then the C35s were plain bearing. I think they may have had a plain bearing 40, very, very short run early on, but I'm sure they never had a plain bearing 29 or 46.
There's plain bearing 35s because I actually have two of them.
Yeah, I got one back here too. Got from my brother. So
got a drawer full of them, and they're all plain bearings.
yeah, the plain bearings were neat for combat because they were an ounce lighter than the ball bearings, and you could get almost as much performance. But because they were lighter, the airplanes usually flew better. So
yeah.
Let me catch up and let me just welcome Peter Nevi. Thank you for coming in again, Peter. And Keith Trossel, thank you for coming in.
Hey, Keith. And thanks so much, Keith.
Yeah, it's going to take a while, but hopefully it'll get there sometime.
No panic. It's quite funny sometimes. It'll take 3 weeks to get something or more to get something from the States. And then that engine I ordered last week, I think it was last week, that Super Tiger 60 of Evil Bay, I had it in my at my door in 5 days. So
Okay.
you never know.
I didn't check. I'll have to check on tracking, see where it is.
I'm not worried about it. So on the Super Tiger C35s, the RC version, I have two of those. And those used to be a really nice profile carrier engine. And they ran really well. So, and for scale or whatever, they're a pretty good engine because they were relatively cheap to buy and good power. I don't know how they do on profile carrier nowadays, but I'll try them out on my profile planes when I ever get them out again.
mm-hmm.
Let me catch up on the chat box. Rick Wallace, he says, I already said that one, excuse me. Brendan, he says, light delivered, probably won't make it in tonight. Sorry to hear that, Brendan. Well, tell your family I said hi, and tell Angstrom I miss him. I wish he'd come in, but I understand. And then Bill Bomer, he went on to say, okay, thanks. I always thought the G21 was a stunt engine. I'm a diehard Super Tiger 46 guy. Then the T-Bone 1260, that's Tom Toscano. He says, like provided. Thank you very much, Tom. Appreciate that. Hope you can come in and show us your national championship trophy. And then Jonathan Cordores, he says, Kia ora, everyone from New Zealand. And then he says, what size lines does that high engine amphibian need? That's funny. That's funny. And then I see Carl Reed made it in here. Thank you, Carl, for coming in. Appreciate that. Anybody done any flying? I did some flying today. I know so did Bob Whitley. You did some flying, Lynn? All right. You got to unmute your mic, Lynn.
Yeah, I flew today.
All right. Well, what'd you fly?
I flew my Profile Blaze. It's flying pretty good. Engine wasn't running perfect, but good enough. I'm still working with it a bit. I'm going to actually take it tomorrow to the contest in Michigan, so we'll see what happens.
That's this weekend, tomorrow?
Tomorrow,
Wow.
yeah, tomorrow and Sunday. I didn't think I
so-
was gonna be able to go, but I managed to get the time off work, so I'm on the road tomorrow morning at 5:30.
I know you're motivated because Steve Hines is going to meet you there and deliver the Rojet 76, right? Or maybe it's
No,
someone
I've
else.
already got it.
Or maybe you're talking about someone else.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Steve is going to Bob McDonald's contest tomorrow.
Perfect. I'll be glad to see him there.
You'll see.
I actually flew that airplane this week and it flew really, really well.
Which airplane's that?
The one that Steve gave me at the Nats.
Oh, cool.
He gave me a SV11 that was Samantha's and an old Rojet that was in tough condition, but I got it all repaired and put it all back together, and it flew very well actually this week. I was really happy with it.
Yeah, I'm really happy with my SV11. I'm actually entertaining.
It flies better than my SV11.
Wow. I'm entertaining actually making an adjustable rudder.
Okay.
I just have to cut it off and put hinges in it, and then
Okay.
an adjustable.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the linkage. That's right.
Yeah, let's, Charles, you've been having so much fun, shall we say, getting your SV in the air and everything like that. Does this mean you got everything working now?
It's flying really good. I mean, I've been doing patterns, and I'm just I mean, with the adjustable, if it doesn't make any difference, I can always put it back to where it was,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know if I get around to it. I mean, I'm going to be in a contest not this weekend, but next weekend. And so what you got there? You got some C35s?
C35 and a G21 ball bearing.
Yeah, all bearing.
Okay, obviously the C35 is called that because it had a real distinctive casting, the
Mhm.
letter C around the 35 and everything like that. The plain bearing, skinny on the front and everything like that, and it's skinny at the the base venturi,
Mhm.
and of course the ball bearing engine.
Love the Tornado prop.
That's it.
And the only way you can tell a C-35 stunt from a combat is to look inside the exhaust port and see if there's a baffle
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah, this is a combat, so it's a flat head and everything like that, flat piston. And this came off my my brother's Demon that I just got from his estate. I took it aside so we can do something with the airframe. But yeah, this prop would be, at this point, it's a weapon. That would be an instrument of murder. But
Yeah.
I mean,
And you
literally, it's what, 40? Hell, it's 50 years old. All right. 50-year-old nylon prop. You get that up to, well, you'd never get it up to 20,000 RPM. It would fall apart before you got there. But
Now,
That's what I'm
Dennis, if you want to see a difference on another G21 Super Tiger 46 from the different years,
mhm.
you can see it's got a completely different thrust washer and bearing cover. Both of mine have different Venturis, even though they're stock.
Yeah, normally the bearing cover runs back over the bearing.
Yeah.
They originally did that for the combat engine to keep dirt out of the front bearing. And then lo and behold, they discovered that when oil and stuff would come out of the crankshaft and behind it, it would actually get entrapped between that housing and the crankcase, and it would actually slow the engine down. So people started taking the thrust washer and cutting it back like it used to be.
Interesting. I have the older type you mentioned. Now your head looks kind of special on the C35.
Yeah, they're thin. That's another
Not that
way.
head.
That's
No,
the
the
easiest
other
way to
engine.
spot a 46 is that the heads are tall and there's the gap between the head and the cylinder is extended a little bit. This little gap here is a little taller. I don't have a 46.
I was referring to the other motor, the C35.
Yeah, this one has actually a finless head.
Yeah, I've never seen one like that. And I see
And
your
I
hand
don't
raised,
know. I
Peter.
can't tell. I really don't know. I think that may have been a home modification.
Okay. Yeah.
But
It's kind of
there
like a
was a
Mark
certain-
II Fox engine for a
yeah,
Baldy.
there's kind of there was a train of thought that that kept let the head maintain its heat a little better and it would stay lit better and things like that. Besides,
And-
they just look bad,
Yeah, it looks
Somebody showed the G2129, the racing engine rear intake. I had one of those in a B Proto when B Proto was an official event. And for local contests and the Air Force meet side, I did okay with that airplane.
Yeah. The one I showed is Keith is actually a 40.
Oh, okay.
Talking about. Yeah. I think
Hey,
this
Lenny?
one for almost free, brand new, and I want to put it in my class 2 carrier Corsair.
Oh, that's
Hang
nice.
on one second. The next person will be Peter Nevi. He actually raised his hand digitally. Yes, Peter.
Okay, last time everybody was asking me if my new wife to be would fly model airplanes.
Yeah.
So I asked her the other night, and she said, "Yeah, I'll go for it. I'll try to fly model
Oh,
airplanes."
cool.
Cool.
Winner.
Yeah.
Winner.
Perfect. Winner,
That's
winner,
it.
chicken dinner.
Yes, that's
Indeed.
awesome. That's awesome. Go ahead,
And
Mike.
she
Mike
probably
Rock,
will
go
do it
ahead.
better than I can, to be quite honest.
Well, I wanted to ask Len, are you going over to Signal Seekers to Bob McDonnell and Randy Ryan's contest?
You better believe it. Brad and I are out of here at 5:30 tomorrow morning.
Well, say hi to Bob and Randy for me and whoever else shows up. I'm actually going to call Colombo and let him know. I don't know if he knows that's going on, but I'm sure he'll pop in if y'all are over
Okay.
there. So,
Yeah, we'll be there. Yes, sir. We're up first thing bright and early to get down there.
Seems to me the last few years they've had say Ed Breezy showed up, Steve Cott,
That's awesome.
and I think there was another combat guy I can't think of. But
Ron Marcioni.
may have been.
Okay. Yeah, all the old combat guys are getting old. They're going to start flying stunt now, man.
That's
So
what you
they've
do when
already
you get
started.
old.
That's what they do.
That's right. That's what old combat guys do. So,
Brad's flying stunt like crazy right now. He flies every day. He flies stunt.
Is he?
Live and eat.
A long time ago.
Living. He sold all his FAI stuff, and now he's flying stunt. Big time. He's heavy into stunt.
Well,
All right.
look at how Howard Rush shifted over a long time ago from combat to stunt.
yeah.
All right. Well, have a good time, Len. Say hi to all the Detroit boys for me.
We'll do, Mike. No problem.
Hey,
Yeah.
Charles, while we
Yeah.
were on a Super Tagger theme, if the guys watching are kind of curious about the history or development, that's a Super Tagger 56. And it shares the same case basically as a Super Tagger 60.
Yeah, I've been told that it's one of the best kept secrets in stunt is the Super Tiger 56.
Mhm.
Yeah, one of mine has weak rings. There's 3 different versions were made. The third one I'm not sure about, but one of them has double rings, which I need replacements for. But that I checked, I think on your advice, Len, and that fellow advertises on Stunthangar carries
Right.
them. So I'm gonna
Okay.
just pick up ring sets for both of them. Another, my other one is single ring. Well, actually, this one's single ring, I think. And
You have a single ring 56?
yeah,
I didn't know they ever
I've got
had
a
one of
single
those.
ring
I
and a
thought,
double ring.
yeah, I thought the single ring was much later after they had, after they had retired to 56, but that's special. So,
Yeah, and I think they made two different slight sub variants with the single ring. And then into the more modern super taggers, of course, we've got the 51.
right.
Right.
I got 4 of those.
Yeah, they had a 51 in that earlier series too, slightly turned
Yes, they
down
did.
cylinder.
I think it was the same case, wasn't it? Casting
Yes.
as the 56 and 60.
Yeah, in fact,
think so.
I'll
There's
be
no
back in a
muffler
minute. I
lugs.
think I can put my hands on it. Let's see.
Yeah, mine had no muffler lugs. My V 51 had no
Exactly.
muffler lugs.
Yeah, the 56s never came with lugs either, and all of the early 60s didn't either, because who ran mufflers in those days, back in the 50s and 60s?
I have a 56, but it's a real old one. I've run it on the block. It seems to run okay, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah, they're usually pretty well behaved. They're
Yeah,
just a little bit less, a little less displacement, a little less output, but perfectly serviceable as a stunt engine,
yeah.
except for the fact that I'd never built an airplane for only one engine.
Oh, you got a
Uh,
brand new 51 there, Peter?
Yep, absolutely. Still in the box.
Wow, very nice, very nice.
Sen-
Is that
sen-
a made in China or made in Italy?
Italy, it's the Italian engine.
Very cool. Yeah,
You
I have
send,
both
you
versions.
send that sucker down to Tom Dixon, and for about $100, he'll make it run like you never dreamed.
Maybe I should look at that. This one I have here is brand new also.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never- Yeah.
Dixon does all mine, and I'll tell you, they run absolutely immaculate. Like nothing, there's nothing like it. I mean, it's a pretty wild engine out of the box.
Yeah.
It
I have-
needs to be tuned. If they're not tuned, they're just a real handful.
Hmm.
So I was at Brodax I guess it was the second year I was there. And I said to Tom, I've got a Tiger 51 in my airplane and it's not working properly. The odd time it'll go okay, and then it won't. He says, well, let's go out and check it over. And he says, let's fly it. So we go out to the field and he says, you fly this contest. He says, at the end of the contest, take it out of your airplane. I'll take it home. He says, I'll send it back to you. Don't give me any money until you get it back and try it.
Wow. That's
So-
confidence.
So he sent that motor back to me. I stuck it on my airplane and I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe the difference. It was like, holy,
Mackerel.
I couldn't, yeah, mackerel.
Yeah.
I could not believe it. I was just like, wow. So
Hey, let me,
since then I've had him do 4 of them for me, and they
Wow.
all work absolutely impeccable.
Let me say hi and welcome Mark Wise. Thank you, Mark, for coming in. Appreciate it.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Mark.
I got to catch up on the chat box. Let me see here. Jack Snavely, he says, I had one of those C35S, he said, when I was a 049 newbie, and it was scary for me, and I traded it off a long time ago. It was I guess it was a flat top combat, certainly not for beginners. And then Sparky, he says, and a 51. So that's from Sparky. And then John Lytle, it says, the 51 I have is a smaller case. And then he goes on to say, not all Tiger 60 rings are the same. True that. And Bill Bowman says, the ST info, everyone. I will check out my 35 S's. I have a bunch of the 46, 56, 60s. Also a Tom Lay 46 and 60. Well, those are some very nice motors,
Yes.
Bill.
Something I found with the combat version of the C35 is they're really touchy for needle settings. Just to get setting. And, they're impossible to use for a stunt.
Yeah, they don't
Which
work
one?
for stunt. The Combat 35.
Really, I used mine. I had one in a Nobler and it ran really nice.
Oh, wow.
What do you guys show there, Lynn? What do you have there?
Oh, I was just saying, I have one of the Stunt 35s with the baffle, and I don't know if you
Oh,
can see
yeah.
the baffle or not, but this
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
a guy at work gave it to me, and he'd never run it. I've run it a little bit, but it hasn't had a lot of running, this one, and I don't know if somebody
It
would.
has the
if some-
it has the
if any-
baffle.
It has the baffle. If
Nice.
anybody's interested in a motor like that, they can get a hold of me. I don't care about it. It's just not my thing.
Very nice, nice motor. I've used them in some real light classic planes,
Yeah.
and they're very nice.
Okay.
I would think that any of those, the way we always tried to run them like Fox 35s, all right? And
Right.
I think that was probably part of the problem. I think if we,
Yep.
looking back at it now, I think if you took almost any of those engines, put a 4-pitch prop on it, let the thing wind up a little bit, I think you'd be happy as a clam with it. So I think the engine would run a lot better.
Somebody's got some nice new sneakers.
Yeah. Hey, they're freshly washed, all right? So
Very nice. Very nice.
yeah, I was on Mackinac Island a couple of weeks ago. Mackinac Island is where they don't allow any cars. What they do allow is horses. And horses have emissions that cars don't have. And you can't possibly walk anywhere on Mackinac Island without getting emissions, all right? And so when we got home, I had to walk. The worst part actually is we took our bikes with us this time. Normally we rent a bike up there and the bikes are kind of expensive. Hey, we're going to save some money. We're going to take our own bikes. But we kind of forgot the bikes they rent up there have fenders on them. Our bikes don't have fenders on them.
Oh,
So
no.
riding in this emission rich environment, we got stripes on our back and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Oh,
And well, let's just say it wasn't quite part of our agenda when we did our Mackinac vacation, but there we were. So
you were, yeah. You had to sit back in your car seats, huh? Those racing stripes.
yeah, that's it. That's it. And we took all that set of laundry, put them in the special bags and like locked them up under the spare tire, I think, or something like that for the rest of the trip. But
Very
Hey,
nice.
Dennis, that wasn't your Pampa shirt, was it?
no. Of
Okay,
course
good.
not, Mark.
Of course.
All right.
It was the AMA shirt.
It was actually that day I was wearing my Detroit Tigers shirt. So the back of the shirt looked like the Detroit Tigers play. So how they play. So here we go. They just lost again, 2-0. No runs on 3 hits. Another bombastic offensive night for them. So, oh well.
I have Peter had raised his hand digitally. So let Peter have a chance to say what he wants to say.
Okay, you guys kind of lost out on this deal because I was all prepared to sell all of my control line stuff.
Ah.
Stunthangar. I was quite prepared, the 40 VFs, the 46 VFs, everything that I had. And then, like I said, my wife to be said she's more than willing and interested in flying stunt and flying all airplanes. So you guys lost out.
Yes. Well, you know what? I'm glad to hear you still have those motors for you and your wife to try out.
That's awesome.
I shall cheerfully miss that deal, Peter. I'm not going to
Dennis,
on your behalf. I really, really hope it works out, but I shall cheerfully let that go. So.
If you, at one point when we were together and she's gotten moved down to Florida, you will be introduced. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind.
Wow, that's great.
And yeah, she was all willing to say, yeah, we'll put together the model airplanes, we'll go fly them. And I have absolutely no doubt she'll probably fly them better than I can.
That's awesome. Then we'll hook her up with Naomi and they can talk control line. That would be really something.
Yeah, that's it.
Get
That's
some
it.
wives in
Yeah,
here.
you guys might have actually some competition there because if she gets into things and when she gets into things, she's the type of woman that wants to dominate.
All right.
Mhm.
And that's cool. Yes.
Yeah, let's see. We had an empty slot on our team that went to that's in Europe right now. That Mark, I have to put that on the agenda for the next team selection too, huh? So.
Well, speaking of the World Championships, I saw one thread that Rusty's won, and that Joe Daly was 10 and Howard Rush was 15th, and then Stephen
That's
24.
What?
that's
That
the
was
World Cup.
the World Cup that preceded the World Championship. Separate
Oh,
contest.
okay. All right. So correct me. How are things going for the U.S. team for the World Championships?
So. They're doing the top 15 now. They fly the second, third round tomorrow in the finals. Orestes, I think, is like in 5th place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nobody else got into the top 15.
Okay.
I think I saw last I'd looked on the standings, Constantine was what, 12th or something like that, Lynn?
Yeah.
Constantine's now 14th after the first round in the finals.
Mhm.
So he made it into the finals. He's
Yeah,
been
I
14th.
understand.
He's been 14th before. So he's
I
hopefully.
understand that Orestes flew first, and he was the only one to fly in significant wind.
Yeah.
So that really hurt him in his first round.
Yeah, I think Howard said that Orestes and Constantine had the wind, and then after that, I guess it settled down, and Howard called it the luck of the draw kind of thing. So, and those things happen. So,
Yeah,
which means, you know what? They take 2 out of 3 flights, right? So maybe
yeah,
he's
so
got a
tomorrow,
stroke.
hopefully they'll do better.
You know, I would not bet against Orestes, certainly. With, with 2
That's for
flights
sure.
to go, I wouldn't bet against them.
In
And
Australia, when he won the World Championship in Australia, he came from behind in the final 3 rounds. In fact, it wasn't settled until his last flight, I think.
So there's some tough competitors over there and everything like that, but Orestes is one of the tough competitors too. So you sit back and watch. There's
It's kind of disturbing though. The last time he was in Poland. They went into the finals, the top 15, and there were 5 guys there in the top 15 that were the class of the field. And it could have almost been a toss-up, I guess, among those 5 guys. But I watched all the flights, and in my opinion, I know I'm not biased, but my opinion, Orestes was just a notch better than any of the others, and they still put him in 5th place. It was so obvious to me, but that's the way things are. That's what control line stunt is, and you have to live with stuff like that. If you fly it, you have to accept it. And he took it well. He took it well, and then he came back like gangbusters in Australia. So there's no question he's one of the top pilots there is.
Yeah, I don't know Constantine as well, but he's been flying a long time and flying very well for a long time. So I guess I wouldn't, there's a lot of broken hearts from the first round of contest all over the world. All right. There's a lot of people, a lot of people doing great in the first round, and you know what? There's a 3-round contest. It doesn't mean anything. So
I can see it. The world's consistency is everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Nats.
I remember the first time I ran the Nats, after day 1 of advanced qualifying, there was a gentleman from Dayton, Jerry Haupt. He was in first place after the first day of advanced qualifying, and he ended up not qualifying for the advanced finals.
Wow.
So that was a heck of a fall from great. He ended up, I think we took 9 finalists and he was 10th. It was, but it just goes to show what can happen in it. Every 24 hours, the world turns over on whoever's sitting on top, right? So
it can.
It does. So
yeah.
Anyhow, we'll do fine. But what the heck? Has anybody seen how Tryon's done? I haven't seen his name anywhere.
He finished, I think, 29th.
Okay. I think our guys were something like 20th, 25th, and I think Steven was 27th.
That's right. Exactly.
And so Tryon was 29th, so he's right there with the
right
rest of
there
them.
with them. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty good effort on his part, I'd say.
Somebody posted that apparently one of the Americans from the St. Louis area actually set a new record in the in speed. That's what, F3A, is it?
Wow.
So I think, you know, that's
F2A,
amazing to me.
F2A.
F-
Yeah,
F2A. Okay.
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah, he's American, but he's not born here. He's from one of the, Russian, Ukraine, somewhere over there. I met him
Yeah, he
at
had- it sounded like he had an Eastern European name.
Eastern
So,
European
yeah.
name. I've met him and his son. He's got a son who's flying as a junior, and when you saw that record he set, his son was a half a mile an hour behind him
Wow.
Wow.
in second as a junior. Yeah,
That speed is just less than 200 miles an hour.
yeah, 200 miles an hour. They we've
With a
met them
15 with a 15 on no nitro.
with a 15.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We've met him several times at the Dayton field, the Dayton Buzzards, because we stop in there occasionally on our way back from Detroit when they're flying speed, and also at Booter Park in St. Louis. But good to see. I think his junior is probably going to be on the podium as the first junior for F2A.
Well, if he's that close to the record, he's going to be on the podium as second overall and first junior and whatever else.
Yeah.
But
Have any of you really seen one of these FAI speed ships and see him fly?
I watched
Not
him
very
fly
long time.
I watched him fly the airplane that they're flying at the Worlds right now. I watched him fly it in Dayton last year, and I took video of it. And he actually asked me not to post the video of the airplane because he was, he had some top secret stuff going on there, and he didn't want to get it out of the bag that he was going to be breaking records with it. But yes, I saw the actual plane that he broke the record with. He flew it in Dayton last year.
Well, some time ago when the World Championships were in Germany, Sibnitz, Germany, it was in a mountain area, and the flying site was in a valley between these mountains. And the speed circle was right beside a metal building, a metal barn sort of thing. And sitting in that valley, and that speed circle right beside that metal barn, those things turn upwards at 40,000 RPM. And it's a screech more than anything, and it literally hurts your ears if you're close to the darn thing, because you're getting all the sound was being contained in the valley, and then you're getting the reflection sound waves off of that building.
Wow.
And it was almost scary that a little 15 could make that much noise. Here's a piston not much bigger than the end of your finger, and turning 40,000 RPM and going 280 or 180, 190 miles an hour. It's just incredible.
That is. I have a couple of comments in the chat box. Jeff Riley, he says, "Hi, Charles and the crew. Had to stop in and click the like for you. Really good to see Peter again." And then Banshee 15 says, "Sometimes you're hot, sometimes you're not." And then Jonathan Cordoris, he says 191 question miles per hour or 1 mile every 11 seconds. And then Jeff Riley says, "Well, John, whatever it is, it's faster than we can run."
Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
Oh, and those are
Sorry.
flying on 2 lines too.
Wow. So right now we have 34 viewers. We have 18 likes. So that's a little bit more than 50%. I know we can do better than that. So if you haven't hit the like button, please hit that. It won't cost you anything. Do consider, supporting us financially with the super chats. And we also have memberships that start at $4.99 a month. But the likes doesn't cost you a penny, and it'll help our show's analytics. So please consider smashing the like button. I see it going up to 20. Thank you very much. So now we have 20 likes out of the 34 concurrent viewers.
Well, what do you want to give us likes? What do you want us to do to give us more likes? We'll do anything.
Yes, I don't know. I mean, we should get more. Here's 21 likes. Very good. Thank
So
you.
I have,
Appreciate
is there a
it.
way of doing it without going off this thing so that I can do it without going on to the other?
Uh, um,
Do I
think
have to
you
go off
I
of
think
here
you
to
go
do
up
it?
another tab, but you mute the other tab.
Okay.
You got to mute the other tab.
Well, I'll just leave and come back. It only takes a minute.
All right. And let me see what else. So now we're up to 23 likes. And thank you very much.
So anyhow,
So Mark, do you have any, I know you've been meeting with the AMA, and is there any updated information on what's going on with
Yeah, let's see if I can possibly be concise. When we were shut down, I don't know, 3 Saturdays ago, whenever it was, there were a few people that sent in, complaints to the AMA about what happened and why it happened. And I took the official channel and made a call to Executive Director Chad Boudreau. And really what has happened is that the problem is not that they shut us down. That's the symptom. The problem is that, and by their own admission, the AMA is not properly structured to run the Nats. It's really that simple. There are things that are not written down. People don't know how certain people got in positions that they have. And I applaud Chad and the committee for doing this and taking that approach. They had a meeting a week ago Thursday. They had another one yesterday. And I responded to it. I have not been invited to be on the committee, and I'm guessing one reason is that if they invite me, then they have to invite all the other representatives from the other disciplines, which would probably make it very unwieldy. But Chad has kept in close touch with me, and a big ally that we have is Mark Radcliffe, who chairs the committee, who's a world-class RC pattern flyer and a real good guy. We see things absolutely the same way. And I think it's going to take another week or two before, maybe a week before they make an announcement. And they just want to make sure that what they're saying makes sense. I think what they may do is appoint a contest director for the Nats. Someone with experience, someone who understands what every circle is doing and what every discipline is doing. And one person that we can call or ask for their time that has the authority and knowledge and compassion to make proper decisions with us, not against us. And I got, when you get wrapped up in this, I told Chad and the committee that there are 2 groups of people that the way I see it. There's one group that works inside the building in Muncie, and then there's everyone else. And if there's a gap between the 2, there's a real problem. And I believe there is. So, what they're doing, I think will benefit not just Stunt, but everyone connected with the Nats. And they're really going through a real look at their organization. And we'll make some changes. And I wish it was now, but it'll be soon. So I like the way it's going. A lot of people have different opinions about what they should do, and those are fine. And I'm not speaking for Pampa. I'm speaking, I can't speak for Pampa. I can just represent Pampa, which are 2 different things. So I hope by maybe Friday, I have more information. And if I have it by Monday, I'll let you know. I'm going to be in West Virginia for 2 days with a bunch more kids on the handle for an aviation expo that was started last year. It was very popular. I'm going back this year to get kids on the handle. And the whole idea of this event is to get people interested in aviation careers. That industry is having trouble attracting people, not just technical jobs, but across the border, across the whole range. So I feel comfortable next year's NATS is going to be whatever we can't determine on our own will be supported by the right people. And that's basically, you know, what we're asking for. So the board is involved. It's a lot of hours. It's a lot of hours to try to get this thing right. And you know, you can't cross the line. You can't tell your parent organization, you know, what to do. You know, we're members, we're not the leadership. But we can certainly suggest, and we can certainly make our case very ironclad, which I think we have. And so I'm optimistic. I'm not naive, I don't think, but I'm staying very, very close to it daily. Every day I'm talking to someone about it. And
Wow.
and, you know, I feel good that the future looks good. I don't want to name any names now about people that may not be there next year or be replaced, but I think every organization that runs an event as big as the NATS has to have one go-to person that has the experience and knowledge of what's going on out there. And right now they don't. And they admitted that. And that's a problem. And you also have to, you know, there was a lot of bad talk about what Brenda did by shutting down the event. And, you know, there's always another side to the story.
Mm-hmm.
And what she did was, I think the impetus of what she did was incredibly selfish. It was all about her.
Mm-hmm.
However, she did speak to someone fairly high up in the organization. And they said, we'll go with your decision. And she pronounced that decision and shut us down. And that showed another problem area. That shouldn't have been the person to make the decision. And I've suggested, if you're going to have a contest director, they need to be there every day there are activities going on. You don't go away on Saturday and Sunday. You know, don't be out of town on a meeting. If you're going to run the NATS, you got to run the NATS. And I mean, that's what we do. We're there. So I think I've been as forceful as I can without being arrogant. And you know, to back off when I know I need to back off, and give concrete examples of what goes on. But you know, when people don't have any feeling for what it takes to be a NATS competitor in terms of building skills and flying and trimming and finishing and practicing and spending the money it takes to get there, and then the money it takes to be there, and then make the trip back. When you cut the back of that off, you've lost a lot of faith in that organization. And that's the position I've taken, that we need to rebuild trust, because right now it's very weak. So, you know, I'm planning that next year we'll be back in Muncie, you know, and we'll be the special interest group, but we'll have a much clearer idea of what we do and the decisions that may require a partnership decision. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do, and everything I know, I share as soon as I know it with the board. So we'll see what happens, but I feel pretty good about it. So Charles, thank you for letting me say that.
Sure, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So let's see here. Well, I have a few people to catch up on in the chat box. Jonathan Cordora, she says, not a song and dance, is referring to the speed. And then Jeff Riley says, bring on the dancing girls, Peter. And then Banshee 15 says, get Sparky and John equals more likes. I'm wondering, which John are you referring to? Are you referring to John Jordan or John Miller? Who are you referring to? And then I see Len, he gave us the like. Thank you very much, Len. Is he back yet? Lynn hasn't made it back yet, but thank you for the like. So he'll be a VIP when he comes back in here. And then James McKinney, excuse me. He says hello. Thank you, James, for coming in. Appreciate that. And we're back to our regular scheduled programming.
Charles, someone when we were showing the engines had asked about those red airplanes behind me or something.
Yes, I thought you oh, maybe you're talking about in your shop. Yes. Go ahead and are those your
Show it to him.
yeah, go ahead.
I'll grab one of them.
That's one of the RT stunt trainers. Is that what they
Yeah, RST, yeah. Now the monocoat trim that I'd used, I couldn't get a high enough temp over the foam wings, so some of my stripes, oh, I like that picture. Some of the stripes were peeling off in flight. So it was
Okay.
kind of dramatic. I'm fluttering around, but anyway, if once this is still with the super tagger on it.
Oh, I like your tank bracket. I've never seen.
Yeah, what
one
I
like
did,
that.
the plastic ones are kind of a nuisance, but that little bump they have for the vent
Yeah.
or for the overflow,
Right.
I just did a cutout and used that to position it in. It works really, really well.
That looks very businesslike. Really like
And
that.
to mount it, I took some nylon inserts that are kind of like drywall anchors from cabinet making.
Yeah,
And then I used RC servo screws into that. That worked very well.
very good.
And then on the bottom, if he wants to see, there's carbon fiber push rod with a regular ball link, not the fancy ones. But anyway, that's a homemade bell crank that I make. And they're 2 layers of an upper and a lower layer of 16th phenolic with 1/8 inch aircraft ply in between. And then what I do is I don't know if it'll show up there. I just have it that I've got a cut down blind nut underneath it on the end for the lead out. And then I just use a piece of tubing as a bushing inside a standard eyelet and just screw a 440 screw into it.
Yeah, I see it. Looks good.
And then for attaching the push rod, I just take brass threaded 440 inserts and screw them into the structure, and then just run a bolt in with a bit of a spacer for the push rod, and they work extremely smooth and tough. Don't worry about them.
That bell crank is phenolic, you said?
Phenolic with the spacer in it is 1/8 inch aircraft ply.
That's a forever bell crank, Bob.
Very, very nice.
And something I added to the RSTs, I had to compensate with more nose weight because I overbuilt them severely. But if you look, they don't come with a fin, with a sub fin,
Yeah,
but the horn's fully exposed, and I wanted
Yeah.
to protect it and have something to land with, as
Very
well
good.
as something to anchor a stooge cable to. So I put that on, and the stabs are extremely tough too, with full hinge on them. These are layered out of 2 layers of 332nd balsa, and then I routed out a shallow trench, and there's almost a full span Kevlar hinge in there.
okay. Was that inspired by Tryon?
Nope,
Okay.
this is all my idea.
Very,
I'll
very
take
nice.
full credit for it.
There you
But
go.
it's like everything else, the wheel's been invented a million times by different people.
Very, very cool. I have a comment from Paul Taylor. He says, like sent. Thank you, Paul. And then Banshee 15 says, yeah, baby. And then Paul Taylor again says, what fancy ball links? And I guess these are those aluminum ball links, correct?
Yeah. I could revisit that again if you want. We've done it a few times, but
I think probably just tell us where to get them at.
Lead.
any of the places that sell RC car parts, I'll pull the label off and we can read it out
Okay.
again.
Hey, Steve, thanks for coming in, Steve.
Hey, I had
Hey,
to wake
Steve.
Glenn up.
Yeah, I was sleeping.
He was getting ready to nod.
Well, I'm gonna go to bed soon anyway. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, right?
Are you gonna be there at
Yeah, I'll be
Right.
there. Yeah, I'll be there.
oh cool, you bringing that tester piped airplane?
No, because I can't fly it in CLPA because it's not BOM legal.
Have you flown it?
Yeah, I flew it this week. Flew amazing.
Hey, Steve, just hang on. Let Bob Whitley finish
Go ahead, Bob.
Show and tell.
Okay, so whoever was asking, these are the aluminum links. They're metric, very close to 1/8 inch. They're M3 by 0.5. I take a 50 millimeter long bolt, cut the head off, rough up the surface, and use that to insert into the carbon fiber tubes. And I put an aluminum tube over that. I'll show you in a minute on my Vector if you want. But they are so smooth.
Wow, that
It's
is
unbelievable.
That was for
Now,
Paul
do you have
Taylor.
to add a washer to that one so something don't come out or whatever?
I probably don't have to, but I do anyway.
Oh, okay.
There's a cutaway view that we did one night for Troy, and when he was saying they weren't any good, and then it turned out to be totally different to what he was talking about. So it's a fully splined insert that's encapsulated.
Oh, so it won't just,
It can't spin, it can't come out.
oh, okay.
And I'll show you on my Vector maybe one installed.
Right. And while you're doing that, let me catch up on the chat. Paul Taylor says, "What fancy ball links?" I think I read it before. And then Rick Wallace said, "Thanks, Bob." So he's very thankful for you showing this.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay,
Yeah, that looks good.
this is a Vector, and like I was saying before, first flight was the other day, and it needs nose weight and maybe a tiny bit of flap tweak, and that's about it. But I've got these ball links in on the horn. I used the biggest RC horn I could get, and the controls are just incredibly smooth on this airplane.
That's what you
And
want.
I've got them on the elevator also, of course. And then I used the carbon fiber tube with aluminum sleeve over it to prevent splitting.
Very good. Very nice. Very, very nice.
I'm quite happy with them. They're really not that expensive.
Said you have a
The
label.
guy at the hobby shop thought that it was pricey for that. And I says, you know, you spend how many hundreds of hours potentially building an airplane and all the money in it. You're going to cheap out on the control system. Why bother building it?
Right.
I paid, I think, $32 Canadian for 10 of them. So that's like 25 US. The company is RC4WD, so RC four-wheel drive. And the part number is Z-S1420.
Okay.
And of course, like everything else, they're made in China, but they seem pretty good quality. So I'm not going to use those Dubro ball links again on anything. I've got a bunch of them. Maybe I'll use them on something around the house or whatever, but these are just so superior that I see no point risking anything with those
absolutely.
plastic.
Absolutely. Paul Taylor says, maybe a post on the site with links to the photos. I don't know what he's referring to.
Probably to post what Bob just said, the part number and stuff, post that maybe in the At the Bench thread that you update every week.
Yeah,
for
if you
every
want to see the label, if he wants to actually see
thank
the
you.
label, that's it there.
Oh,
Hey, Bob,
Yo,
I think it'd be a lot easier if you just went out and bought a bunch and sent it to us.
Hey, I'm on board. Thanks,
I'll
Bob.
I'll take
did.
one. I
I'll
mean,
even take
ordered a
3
bunch
week
tonight.
shipping from
three. I need
Canada.
3 for a ship.
Does that
Thank
show
you for
up?
the information, buddy.
I need 3 for a ship, so I'd be fine. Thank you, Bob.
Actually, I use 4 because I do it on the bell crank also.
Okay,
Yeah.
well then 4 then. And let me
And I
let's
find it works really well with the carbon fiber bell cranks or the ones I make or whatever. Use those threaded inserts, not a T-nut, but a threaded insert, and Loctite and a lock washer, and secure it decently to the bell crank. And it's ultra smooth. And you don't have to
Nice.
worry about soldering anything or whatever.
That's great.
So
Well, I want-
Stephen
so what-
Lynn, I'll let you guys continue. What was you guys talking about? I interrupted you guys.
That SV11 that he
I got from you, yes.
he got it from me and put a motor.
Yeah. The motor went back together. I used the original cylinder and piston, and it worked beautifully. No problem.
Oh, you even put the motor I gave you in there?
Oh yeah, but I put a new case on it.
Yeah, that case was all drilled out and stuff.
New case, new venturi, new needle valve assembly, all new O-rings in it. And I used a new head on top of the piston and liner.
Yeah.
And I used the old head clamp. And I also put a new back plate on it because the old black plate was from the old style case. So I bought a new back plate for it as well. And when I put it all together, and it had a real good pinch at the top. That piston and liner was really good. It was as good as
That's why I
brand new.
said the thing ran perfect. It's just
Yeah, it was as good as brand new. So right now I'm still running it on.
hogged out, Wendy and John or whatever just hogged the mounts down to where they busted.
They were useless. That was useless. I just got rid of that old case. What was I gonna say? I've forgotten now. But anyway, yeah, I'm still running it on a header muffler because I don't have a pipe. I don't have a 75 size pipe for it. So when I get one, we'll try it.
Didn't that airplane fly good though on just
the airplane flies fantastic. The airplane flies better than mine. Like mine doesn't fly where the damn, but that one flies good. So you did a good job on it, Steve.
So what did it weigh out at? Because I forgot.
68 and a half ounces.
Well, 68 and a half?
68.5.
Okay. Yeah, we had
I put an aluminum spinner on it. I also put new spats on the landing gear frames.
Oh, and you had to reinforce that nose too. Yeah.
Yes, I did with fiberglass the nose and put plywood plates on the inside. Do you want to see it? It's all finished.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Brand new. When we put that together in that same setup,
yeah,
it weighed 59 ounces.
Wow.
But redoing it with Dr. paper, I mean, that stuff soaked like a half a gallon of dope that Dr. paper did.
Yeah, it was pretty well doped, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I know because I had to cut all the paper and stuff off at the nose there where I did the repair.
I forget. I think I got that paper from Tom Morris.
Did it ever crash?
No.
Did that airplane ever crash?
No.
Because I noticed the two holes where the landing gear had been repaired, and I wondered about the crack down both sides of the fuselage at the wing.
The landing gear loosened up in it.
Okay, that happens.
And
for sure,
we cut it open, and I ended up epoxying that back in, and instead of
it works fine. It's working fine. Hang on.
All right, thank you, Lynn. We look forward to seeing it. And I thought Peter was going to show his airplane he was working on. I think it was a John Miller design. He's in the next room. He's not quite in earshot of hearing me, but I thought I saw. I forgot what it's called.
The Pathfinder LE, wasn't it?
Either that one or remember he was building another plane. He had the
the Saginaw Spirit of
Saginaw.
Yeah, the profile was the Spirit of Saginaw.
Yeah,
that was a profile though.
Yeah,
looked like he had a full fuse there.
I have a question from Banshee 15. He says, "So what do you think on the Brodag Goldberg Buster triple out silk span?" Question mark.
Now you guys look at that. That engine, big airplane, everything. I gave it away. I give away pretty nice shit.
You do. You do. I've been a beneficiary of a Tempest, and
yeah,
I appreciate it.
Well, Steve gave it away because it had a maple leaf on the side.
I put that maple leaf on
I didn't put that on there. I swear to God.
Hey, Steve, I redid all the striping as well, eh? I put all the
very nice
stripes back on it. Looks just like new again.
Yeah.
Boy, it sure looks a lot sharper with the wing.
Did you repaint the tails?
No, I didn't repaint the tail.
It's still orange?
Yeah,
I didn't have any red, so I painted it orange.
That's fine. It's not that orange. It's kind of an orangey red, so it's fine. I didn't want to add any more weight. You can see the motor looks brand new now.
Yeah, it does look brand new.
Well, that's because it's got all brand new parts. So yeah, it ran beautiful. Really good in it.
I like the wing gear because my SV11 is fuse mounted gear.
Yeah, that was the first ones were wing. were wing gear.
I put all new spats on it, so it looks pretty sharp.
Definitely does.
But like you said, you could see where I had to hack a hole in both wings and redo the landing gear because it got loose, and I knew they were going to punch up through. So
I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. There it is.
Yeah. Oh wow, you did the underside as well.
Yeah, I did all the underside as well.
And that's just a test bed airplane. Can you believe
it flies outstanding. Like it really, I was hoping I could compete with it tomorrow, but there's POM at this contest, so I can't. Otherwise I won't get any appearance.
And I was always going to make a new cowl for it because it's that.
Well, what I did, and here's something you guys can take to the bank with you. If you use the old fiberglass cowl that comes with the kit, they tend to split very easily. So what I did is I glued 32nd inch plywood plates on the outside of the cowl and then just re-drilled them.
Okay.
And then put the bolts through that as opposed to the fiberglass.
Wow.
I just sanded the cowl off, glued the plates on with 5-minute epoxy and close pegged them on, and then sanded them a little bit more and put some white dope on them, and away we go. Bob's your uncle.
Yes.
So you're the builder of the cowl.
Pretty much.
Actually, that's kind of a windy style cowl being wide open like that on the front.
I like that.
Hey,
Nice
Steve,
job.
I think you left some fuel in that old tank that was in there, Steve. I think it weighed about 5 pounds.
Oh shit, there was fuel in it?
Oh, it had weight like you would not believe. I just threw it in the garbage. It had so much weight. I thought, boy, I don't know what's inside that tank, but I hope it's not a dead body.
Maybe a mouse got in there or something.
I just cut it out and put a brand new tank in, so it runs beautiful.
I have a question, Lynn. On the landing gear, was there a block you'd replace? Is that why it was loose inside?
No, it wasn't loose when I got it, Steve.
No, I had to open up. The block was loose.
Okay.
So I went in there and epoxied everything.
Yeah, it's holding up well now. It works.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a friend who had SV11. I remember his landing gear broke on just landing.
Okay.
I mean, it was a hard landing.
Yeah.
But and I remember I thought it was the block inside the wing that got loose as well. So
yeah, it was the block that got loose in there, and I could see they were moving, and we could hear it when it flew. You could hear a rattle, and I come down and checked it, and it's like, oh shit, this was loose, and the other one was starting, so I busted them loose and
re-glued them all.
Glued them all in and stuff.
Oh, they're good now. They're nice and solid.
Yeah.
I started out with a 14.5 BY&O prop. It didn't like that too much, so I put a 13.6 Top Flight Super M, and it just loves this prop.
Nice.
I couldn't get over how good it was. Yeah.
I can't let you have the prop, but I'll bring a prop to let you try.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't want to try and get the prop here and get it back. This prop's working great. I'm really happy.
If you like it, I can try to get Trexler to make up.
Right.
It's a carbon fiber 3-blade.
Right.
That is, I think, a 12.5, 6.5.
I'll keep my eye open for something about that.
Trexler, it was a Bali, and he copied it or something at one time they made.
Okay.
And I think he got it from Billy and made a mold and stuff. He still has a mold.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we found that was the best prop ever for that Rojet 76 on a header muffler. I mean, it really pulled and just purred.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
When you get to Detroit tomorrow, talking to Bob McDonald. He's making 3 blades, and I'm
That's
sure he
cool.
can fix you up with something.
Yeah, he might have something too. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Hey, Len?
Yeah, I have a
Yes.
Mark.
Yes.
I have the same motor. Can you tell me what fuel you're using and what the mixture is?
I'm running Rich's Brew, 10 or 15% nitro, 20% oil, all synthetic.
Okay.
So yeah, no caster.
Okay. Thanks.
I don't run any caster in my road jets.
I'll tell you, if, are you having problems with it getting hot or whatever?
No,
I was talking to Mike, I mean,
oh,
Mark.
sorry.
No, it's being mounted in an airplane, and it only has about an hour on it, but it was not mine when it was run. But the seller was a very reliable person, so
All
that's
right,
why I
stuff.
asked Lynn.
Okay,
Well, I was telling Len is that that was the original motor in that airplane. And it would get hot and everything else. And I take it back because the other one's in there. But it got hot and stuff. And I talked to Doug Jett on the phone, and he had me pull the head button out and look at it. And this head button I gave you that head button, didn't I, Len?
yes, you did.
And it was machine flat and it didn't work. And there's a new updated head button.
That's what I've got in it now.
And the other motor I had the new head button in it. So I just transferred it over and it ran so good. So if you have any problems with the run, check that head button and make sure it's not flat and it actually has a taper up to the flat. It's just a small, but you can definitely see the taper they bring to the flat. So it was
Good,
just
thank you.
over compressing is what it was. But yeah, that solved that problem. Oh, I wanted to tell everybody too. I talked to Peter on Facebook this week, and he's doing okay.
Yeah, he's right here.
Yeah, I know it. That's why I
Okay.
just, 'cause I
Okay.
told him, I said, get the hell on there and show up and just let us know you're okay and stuff. I mean, we haven't heard from him for so long, but yeah, he messaged me, so I talked to him a little bit. He got on, so I'm glad of it.
I have a question back on the SV11 there, Lynn, from
Yes,
John Cordodas. He says, Lynn, has that pipe got any muffling or is it a straight through pipe?
that's just a straight through header muffler. It's not a pipe.
Yeah, but does it have any restriction or anything like that that knocks the sound down?
I don't think they do, unless as far as I know, there's just a little thing that goes on the back of the pipe that he cinches on there. Now, how that's made, I'm not sure, but I don't think there's anything in there.
Hey, can you show it to us again real quick, Lynn?
Yeah.
Hey.
I can go down. You know what? I've got one of those header mufflers downstairs that the end actually comes off, and we can have a look at it. Hang on, I'll go get it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
All righty. Thank you very much.
Hmm.
Let's see where we're at here.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah,
I
I'm
sent
glad
some
you got on,
messages,
Peter.
I
I
sent
mean, we were just kind of worried about you that, you're doing okay, but yeah, I talked to your daughter-in-law on Messenger,
Yes,
and she said, yeah, he's still kicking and stuff. So I let everybody know that, but I didn't know if she wasn't telling us stuff or not, because we just hadn't heard from you.
Right.
and I did send you a couple of photos. I am due to be remarried to a wonderful woman, and she's into flying control line.
And she's open to that. So
Yep.
Well, that's good.
that's very good. Hey, I don't know if you guys heard my question, but it was from Banshee 15. He was asking what we thought about the Brodak Goldberg Buster using triple aught silk span. And then Jeff Riley responded that the Banshee triple aught span works as long as you're careful with the plane. I would use medium, but I am a bit rough with my airplanes. You guys have any comments regarding that?
I think Jeff pretty well summed it up. First off, I think he probably meant 00. I don't think there is a 000.
Okay.
But 00 silk span was actually intended to be the silk span equivalent of tissue that they use on rubber models and stuff like that. And the medium grade, the GM, was short for gas model, and it was supposed to be for free flight, medium-sized free flight models, and of course it works well on control line. Then the heavy grade, the SGM, was super gas model, and that was the heaviest grade, and the toughest of the bunch. So yeah, the light stuff, nice to work with, easy to finish and everything like that, and very easy to break. So
Thank
Now,
you. Dan.
I've tried that doctor paper with actually really good results on 3 models, but I made sure that I bought the stuff that was actually specified in Stunthangar back when they were first introducing it.
Mhm.
And I could only get it by the case from Amazon and only in the US. They wouldn't ship to Canada. So my brother-in-law was down at his house in Montana, so I had it rush shipped to him. So I ended up with a full case of the stuff, but I've given away a couple of rolls. But I've actually been pretty happy with it. Now, when I talked to people that said they weren't happy, well, they just bought whatever, thinking doctor paper rather than the exact one that the guy had researched.
Yeah,
So-
I think that's what happened with Tom Morris. He got that doctor paper, and his doctor must have used a heavier kind of paper. It curled up on the edges. It was super hard. It took tons of dope, and
Yeah,
but
because the
it's
stuff
strong.
I've had handles almost exactly like classical medium silk span.
oh, okay.
Interesting. Okay. I bought, I got some doctor paper from someone else. I got some polyspan from Tom Morris.
Yeah, I got some from my doctor, but it was used. And I said,
Oh, good Lord.
so I put it on eBay.
Nice.
But anyone I've talked to that used it and didn't like it, talked directly to, you ask them, well, what type did you get? Well, what do you mean? I just got whatever. Well, it's like everything else, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, my own doctor tried it, and he didn't like it. Said it was too thick. So I figure my doctor must use the better grade paper than some.
Yeah. Maybe when I
Anyways.
dig it out someday, I'll maybe on here one night I'll dig out the case or at least the part number off it and let people know if it's still available. Because, like they said, there's only one that they know for sure works well.
Yeah.
I have a comment from Mark Lumen. He says, got you liked. Interesting. About Buster. Been flying one this week with Dave, covered in straight silk, tough as nails.
Wow.
And and then we have this new guy, Lucas Sonny. He's wondering what's going on. And he said, baldy. And then he says, I'm going bald too, lads. And he's new to our discussion. So what are you doing there, Lynn? But
Well,
don't
I
cut
thought-
yourself.
This muffler has got the end it's in there,
Right.
but it hasn't been cinched. And I thought I could get it out, but I can't get it out.
Oh, no
so
problem. Yeah, I don't want you to
It's
get
not
your-
happening. But anyway, I'll shine a light in it and you can see what you've got there. I don't know if you can see anything, but there it is. You can see it.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
a tube that has holes in it that's inside, and it goes to a smaller hole inside. So it does have a restrictor in there.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. And I
Okay.
have a pipe just like that.
Okay. So that's just the standard 76 road
Okay.
jet hitter muffler.
So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah.
I don't know, you got a 68-ounce airplane with a 76 on it. I think a pipe is kind of like, at that point, you're just making the rubble bounce, aren't you?
Well,
Yeah, you're adding a lot more weight, so I don't know.
Yeah,
that it was supposed to be a test bed
yeah,
for an old airplane, just so he could test pipes and links and all that kind of
Right.
stuff. And now it turns out he really likes it. So
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll have to see
I
how.
told you it was a good flying airplane. That's the plane Samantha flew to at the qualifier for the World Championships. and
Well,
stuff.
it does fly good. There's no doubt about it. I had to make a little bit of an adjustment on the trim tab because when I flew it the first time, the wing was up, like it was flying with the outboard wing up. and the trim tab was down. So I just flattened the trim tab right out. So it basically needed no trim at all.
It seems like I had clay on it, and I think I took the clay off.
Okay.
And we ended up, hey Tom, we ended up.
Hey, would you guys join me in welcoming and clapping, congratulating Tom on his national championship advanced trophy?
Exactly.
Fantastic. Congratulations, Tom. Good to see you. So you're going to show us some wood? You're going to show us the trophy there, Tom? I can't hear you. We can't hear you, Tom.
Your sound ain't working.
Just give you a minute. Okay. Maybe he'll be back. Anyways.
Yeah, he's muted. He actually has his mic muted.
Yeah, he's muted now. He wasn't muted earlier. So I think, Jeff Riley, he said, good point, Mark. The Buster is a ton of fun to fly too. You know, I had a Buster when I was a kid, and I didn't know anything about trimming, so my Buster did not fly very well. I believe it was just super tail heavy, but I didn't know much as a kid, so I just didn't think it was a good flying plane. And it might have been okay if I would have known anything about trim, would have added some nose weight.
Yeah, the Buster, the Shoestring, and the Cosmic Wind are all good flying planes if they're set up well.
Yeah,
they really are.
Know anything. But this new guy, Lucas Sonny's giving us like 5 hearts. I think he likes our show. So thank you very much, Lucas. Give us a like if you want to give us a like. That'll help. And also consider, chat revenue and the new memberships with our YouTube channel. And he's asking a question. Keith, are you taking a nap? That's what Lucas Sonny's asking.
Oh, I'm here.
All right.
Nothing wrong with taking a nap.
Nothing wrong. We take naps from time to time, Lucas.
Yeah, we're old people.
We're
That's
all
right.
old people. We take naps, so don't be surprised. Before I was a host, I used to fall asleep, or actually I would yawn all the time. Daryl up in Canada used to tell me to quit it, but I used to yawn throughout the whole show.
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself.
And Philip Haley, he says, like delivered. Thank you, Philip. Appreciate that.
Speaking of Cosmic Winds, my dad is out of COVID restrictions now, and hopefully gets a little bit better.
Very
and
good.
I want to get him out to the contest. Have my sister take him out, so he can be taken away. But I hope they have a free circle and maiden my Cosmic Wind that day or the weekend after.
Yeah, that'd be neat. That would be very neat.
I've been waiting years for him to be good enough to take out.
Right.
That's awesome. What do you got in your Cosmic Wind?
My original engine I had in my first Cosmic Wind, the Fox 35, but it's the same engine.
Should be beautiful. Should work beautifully.
Got the same bell crank in it.
That's what I've got in mine too.
Did your dad buy that for you?
Pardon me?
Did your dad buy that Cosmic Wind for you? Is that so it's kind of sentimental for your dad?
Well, the sentimental is that my brother had just been killed in a hunting accident, and economy had crashed in Saskatchewan where we lived and whatnot. And Dad was having to shut down his business and all and move to Alberta. But that Christmas, I wanted a Cox PT-19. I didn't get it. I got a box full of wood called a Cosmic Wind and an engine.
Okay.
And I got a subscription to Model Airplane News, and I took everything I could out of that. And I built a really crappy model, but you know what? It flew, and it didn't last long, but it was enough for me to get successful complete flights in. And I decided with him in his declining years and stuff, I wanted to do a replica to hopefully jog a memory.
So did your dad launch your Cosmic Wind when he was a kid? Did he launch it?
No, Dad busted his butt working in the oil patch all the time, and he was hardly ever home.
Okay.
So the one who accompanied me flying and whatnot so much till I got involved with the kids in Leduc and then the Birds of a Tether in Edmonton, that was my mother.
All right.
She passed away a few years ago, but so it's just kind of closure that I built this replica when I first started back into models. Now it's a lot fancier. It's got the aluminum gear and the wheel pants and
Nice. looking.
adjustable lead outs and tip weight box and the whole 9 yards. But I'm really looking forward to the look on his face to see it fly. Because a couple of years ago, when he learned to fly real airplanes in 1949, it was on the Ronca Champs. And he couldn't remember registrations or anything. His logbook was long lost. And, when I started flying full-size planes, he bought a couple of airplanes for the family. And, I flew those as Taylorcraft and a Citabria. But I still had this stick and tissue model I built in 1972 or 73 for him. And the Gillows one. And I found it in a box all tattered and the fabric peeling off and broken pieces. So a couple of years ago for Christmas, I rebuilt it, double monocoated it, put reinforcements in to hang it from the ceiling. And it took as much work redoing that plastic cowl as it would have been molding a new one. But anyway, it was a labor of love. And with his dementia so bad, I didn't know what he'd think of it. For registration, I just put his initials on. And anyway, I gave it to him. And he hadn't talked about our Taylorcraft for years, hadn't remembered it. And out of the blue, he said, "What airplane was LJX?" And that was
very cool. Very cool.
So that's my heart-wrenching story of the night. And it was worth every second that I spent rebuilding that old model.
Absolutely. And we have Tom Luciano back. Can we hear you, Tom? Are you, why don't you try to say something? Actually, he's still connecting the audio.
I think I'm in.
Yeah, you are. Very good.
All right.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
my
hear
microphone was muted.
that. We can hear that Jersey accent.
Can you?
There's the bell.
So, Tom, is your trophy close by?
The trophy is up in my office.
Okay.
Maybe next time.
No problem.
It's in his bedroom. He sleeps with it.
Yeah.
If I had it, or when I have a national championship, I'll be having my trophy in my car, my truck all the time. I just happen to pull it out to show everybody.
Yeah. That thing is heavy. You wouldn't want to carry it around that much.
Oh, okay.
He just needs to get a bigger truck.
There you go.
Very, very cool. Very well. Congratulations, Tom. That's awesome. I know it.
Thank you. Thank you.
It takes some time to win at the nationals at the advanced level and the open level. It just can't just go up there and just beat everybody. It takes a while. So
yeah, it was quite the journey to get there, but we pulled it off. I think I did everything wrong to do it, but we got through it.
So tell me about your plane. What did you fly, and what was the engine? What?
Bob Hunt put a thread on Stunthangar about it. It was the Crossfire that you saw last year at Triple Tree, 2021. I pancaked it, hit my wake, and destroyed the plane. It was sitting in the corner of my shop. I was starting a new plane for this year, and you know how things go. You're drawing it on paper, and you're contemplating, mold and fuselage, do this, do that, and of course I got nothing done. So May 1st had arrived, and I saw the Crossfire sitting in the corner of the shop. I'm like, I think I can fix that. So I called Hunt up. He goes, "You're crazy. You can never put that back together again." So that was a challenge.
Yeah.
So I didn't tell him. I didn't tell anybody. And I sent Bob a picture of it finished on the tarmac in Muncie, because it was actually, I glued the flaps on before I left for Muncie. So I never test flew or anything.
Wow.
So I was totally unprepared for this year's dance. And it flew great. It actually flew better than it ever has flown. So I got lucky.
Is it
So this,
electric?
IC or electric?
It's electric.
It's electric. Okay.
Yeah, so I went to a bigger motor. I rebuilt the whole nose of the plane, and went to a 3515. I had a 2826 in it, axi. So I went to the Badass, and it just balanced better. Everything was better with the battery, usage. So yeah, I was landing with about 45% battery left.
Wow.
Compared to 33% before. Yeah, so it was great.
Now with the crash repair, what kind of appearance points did you get?
17 points.
17 points.
So that plane has been through hell. Let's see. So the first year I went to the Nats, and when I met you, Charles, that was 2019.
Yeah.
I got 18 points with it. And then I tore the outboard wing off it right before the 2020 Nats. I got 17 points with it, and I got 17 points again. So I can't complain.
No, that's
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Mark.
Oh, Tom, you there?
Yeah,
Yes.
he hears you. Go ahead, Mark. He
Oh,
hears you.
okay. Listen, I didn't know when to break this to you, but I was one of the guys who gave you the appearance points. I was the appearance judge, and it was really a 7, but somehow people thought it was a 17, and I didn't want to change it.
Yeah, that I believe. That I
No, it was a
believe.
very beautiful airplane. Beautiful airplane.
It
Thank
sounds
you.
like he's a couple of crashes away from a 20-pointer. So
Yeah. It's getting
Absolutely.
retired. This plane's getting retired. We're gonna finish out the season with
yeah, I bet it.
getting
I'll
hung
bet
up.
it's going to be retired. You're going to drag that out about June 15th next year. Yeah, we'll be ready. So
Yeah, no, all my guys are saying, well, now you're moving up with the big boys. You're not gonna get away with that anymore. So I said, yeah.
Is it a take apart, Tommy?
No.
Do you have a take apart?
I do.
Well, get your plane ticket for Vegas, brother.
I was, you know what? It's either going to be Huntersville or Vegas.
Oh,
And I think
I want
it's gonna
you
be
at both.
Huntersville.
I want
I
you
can't
at
do
both.
both.
Okay, all right.
if
You know,
possible.
Tom, it sounds like it is a take apart. Haven't you taken it apart
Yes,
twice?
yes. But it doesn't go back together as easy as it comes apart. So, that's for sure.
Yeah, consider
You
coming
go-
out to Las Vegas, Tom. I'd love to hang out with you in Las Vegas. I'm going to be there. Mike's going to be there. John Miller. I think Dennis is kind of thinking about it. He's really thinking about it. And Keith Trossel's going to be there. And there's probably others I've forgotten to mention.
Howard, Tim Just.
Howard Rush, Tim Jess. Thank you.
Yeah,
And
it's gonna
because there's no
no.
Golden State Stunt Championships out here, we're probably going to have people that would normally go to the Golden State are going to probably come to the Las Vegas Stunt Challenge. I really expect this to be a really good contest.
Well, let me ask you this, Tommy. If you come to Huntersville, you're going to fly speed limit with us?
Yes.
Okay, then come to Huntersville. Because then,
I'm not, actually, that's what I was doing tonight. I was making streamers for Phil's contest Sunday.
okay, awesome.
So yeah, I think I'm going to end up going there. Joe Daly was thinking about going out to Vegas. I believe Jose Modesto too. They were going to take the wives. I was thinking about taking my wife, but I think it's just going to be too much. So I think I may just do Huntersville.
Okay, well, we fly fast on Friday afternoon too. If you want to fly fast.
No, that's way too much for me. I can't.
Okay.
I can't
All
do
right.
that.
Okay. Well,
I'm barely staying up in the air in speed limit, so fast
All
is
right.
way too.
Yeah, I was gonna say if anybody's looking for a Tempest 40, make Samantha an offer. It only has 11 flights on it.
$20.
I'll tell her.
You said make an offer, man. We got to start somewhere with the negotiations, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'll let her know.
Tell her to counter.
She sold that. I'm gonna be gone tomorrow.
What's
So,
that?
Merlin 40.
40. Okay. Is that what goes in the Tempest?
That's what goes in there.
Oh, well, I got one. I got two, actually. So I got the ultralight and the original. I got one of each.
Yeah, this is the ultralight.
And you
Oh,
saw
yeah,
at the bottom of the plane, Steve? Now, is that film or paint? What is it?
It's Monaco,
All right.
and then paint on the fuselage.
Where's the pipe tunnel?
There isn't a pipe tunnel. It's a header muffler.
Oh, it's a header muff. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Gotcha.
What kind of wheels are those? Those wheels are probably almost $20, right?
They were unobtainium ones.
Yeah.
Those are Max.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
very
That's right. Hell, you can't have it for $20 a day. I can sell the damn wheels for $20.
Yeah, I'll give you $20 for those wheels, Steve.
No, you ain't getting those wheels, Charles. Because I'm getting that airplane. You don't have a motor. You don't have a motor for that airplane, Charles.
Hey, Steve, sell them
yeah,
the
you're right.
airplane
I don't
up
have a
on
motor for
blocks,
it.
all right? Take the
Oh
wheels
yeah,
off.
that's right. Yeah.
I didn't get
Mike,
that.
how much
Say it
you
again?
willing to spend for that airplane? Because I might
Well-
bid on that myself.
And look, here's the other thing. I don't even have to take the S off the bottom of the wing because it'll be for Sam.
Sam, you don't have to take. You don't have to take either. Oh, it's SL. Sam Lonke.
There ain't. Look, if that's not fortuitous, what is, man?
Wow.
Come on.
Wow. No
And
kidding.
you're
No, that's
and
not
you're
a
and you're such a
fortuitous.
cheapskate. You're going to spend $20 for it. Come on, Mike. You can
Well,
do better than that.
That was an opening bid.
Opening bid.
Oh,
Hey
wow.
Peter, I'm coming down to Sebring in September.
Cool.
So yeah, we'll get you guys bidding on it. I can deliver it even.
While we're in the mood, you got another Jet 76 to get rid of, Steve?
Now I'm keeping that one because I don't want to. I promised John DeTavio when he gave me 2 of them, I would never sell them. I would pass them on. So that's why Len got that motor. I gave it to him, and so he got that one, and I'm building another airplane for that one, and it probably will never fly, but it's just because John gave it to me and John's gone now and stuff. So
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
Because when I
Mikey,
talked to
Mikey
Al
can
just
have that,
well
'cause
before,
I do not have an engine to put in there. I do not have a motor to put in there.
To put in what?
a Roadjet 40 will fit in it too. They're the
You know,
same.
this is getting to sound like Barrett Jackson here.
Because when I talked to Al Raby about the Sea Fury motor, he said run a Roadjet 76, and if that's what Al said, that's what I'm going to run in it.
Yeah. Yeah, Len, I was going to, your mic's off, Len. We can't hear you, but man, you got to cross the border tomorrow way early, buddy.
Yeah, I got to get out of here. I got to get to sleep, and
All right.
tomorrow's
well,
going to be a
thanks,
busy
Lynn.
day. It's been
Thanks for
fun.
coming
But
in.
I can't believe the United States is letting him in twice this year.
Hey, they did already. Tomorrow's 3. I'm really
That's
pushing
3.
my luck.
Oh, you're in another time?
Yeah,
just wanna get rid of it.
Brodax.
And the Nats.
Oh, that's
And-
right.
And now the Michigan State Championships. So good luck, Len. Good luck.
Thank-
Good luck
I'll
this
see you tomorrow, Len.
You bet.
So is
Steve.
that 3 strikes
Good night,
you're out?
guys. Yeah.
Good night, Lynn. Thanks very much.
Yeah, it's been fun. We'll see you guys Monday.
All right. Great.
Hey, Tommy, make sure you bring the Super Satan with you at least to Huntersville. We can play around with that. Get some flights on.
The Nelson powered one?
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't
So
know
as
if
long as it survives Vintage Combat Day. September.
Well, you guys, you don't really. It's kind of
No, it's low key, but
yeah, look, yeah, you
I
guys,
don't stuff it.
yeah, you take it easy. You guys take it easy with that, and I would too with those vintage airplanes, man. You know, you don't want to wreck one of those in a match because you're being stupid. So
We did put Rusty's up in the match last year, but it was just a little mock match.
right. Yeah, I mean, it's what they, just chasing each other through 8s and stuff. If you talk about, and you just, let's do 8s. But yeah, like real combat, I wouldn't do it with airplanes like that. They're works of art, man. They're beautiful,
Yeah, they're too much work to build.
I'm making them look that good. There's no point in going out and tearing them up,
But this year I'm going to fly Rusty's Super Satan and Speed Stunt, see if we can win with it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nifty.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Because I did get it back. It took a big trip to get back to me, but it did get back to me. So
Yeah.
we'll fly it in Rusty's honor.
Yeah, I remember Rusty was very happy to receive that.
Yep.
So guys, I think I better shut down. I've got to rest up a bit for tomorrow and head out of town. I got a Army reunion going on, so it might be a little bit late and a little bit wet out tomorrow night.
All righty.
Still got to pack.
All right, well, thanks for coming in. And the show, we're going to end the stream in about 15 minutes or so. So we're almost at the end of the show, you guys. And it's been a very good show. Appreciate everyone's comments and coming in and questions. It's been great.
Oh, and if I'm feeling up to it, I'm going to take along a couple of models anyway. And they've got a nice control line field circles at the Pinoca RC field, which is just a couple of miles from where we're having a reunion. So if my head isn't feeling too swollen Sunday, the weather forecast is good. I might just hook the lines up and do some flying down there with the lads there.
Very cool. Is that a paved circle or a grass circle?
No, it's grass.
Oh, very nice.
But it's an old baseball diamond area or something like that that's all fenced off, and they set it up just for the control line guys apart from their RC field. So it was really nice of them. Okay, have a good weekend, everyone. Get in lots of
Good night.
Tommy, Rusty's is the one I flew at Huntersville, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you flew both of them actually.
Yeah.
That year.
And
But
Rusty,
Rusty's you flew a little
had-
slower, a little heavier.
yeah,
But yeah, that was the first one I built.
yeah.
Well, it's good though. Hey Keith, I had the pleasure of having my name on a trophy that your name is on. Is he awake? Is he looking?
Yeah, he's just stunned, I think.
Oh,
You talking about old time or classic?
actually, no. It's the Reinhardt Cup in the Garden State Circle Burns.
Oh, hey, that was a long time ago for me.
Yeah.
Well,
I think I won it in 2017, maybe somewhere around there.
yeah.
Yep.
I went up
Some
there.
big names on that trophy. It was an honor to be on that trophy.
Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, went up there once, contest and stayed with Bob Hunt. And that was a good day.
I bet.
There's an interesting way of how they determine that, but it worked.
Yeah, I was flying advanced, and I happened to beat the intermediate and the expert at the time.
Yeah.
We all actually went down and scored,
Well,
but I went
it
down.
was a matter, I think it's a matter of your score in that fly off as a percentage of your winning score in your event or something like that.
Yes, correct.
So it wasn't a gimme, that's for sure.
No. The intermediate guy has the best shot at winning it. You know, really.
If we had the time, I might be able to find a picture of that thing around here somewhere.
Yeah, we have a 10, 12 minutes. Go ahead.
Let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
Hey, Stuart, did you go flying recently? Last time I thought you was going to go flying. Did you go flying?
Yeah, today.
How'd it go?
Good. I did my outside loops for the first time.
Fantastic.
So it was
For
all
the
right.
first time?
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Now, did you plane turn the same way on outsides as insides, or did you notice a difference?
I noticed the difference. And then actually Len and we adjusted the handle a little bit, and that made a big difference. That kind of that helped a lot. So
How long did it take for that butt pucker to come out once you do that for the first time? Oh. He ain't gonna say.
what's that? I didn't catch that.
I said, how long did it take the butt pucker to come out after
Now,
you first
explain
tried
what
it?
that is.
You don't know what that is?
Very good comeback, Stuart. I love that. Very good comeback.
Well, basically, when were you scared out of your mind about that outside?
Yeah. I was when I came close to the ground.
And I forget you're from Canada, but it's when you're something happens and your sphincter tightens up like your fist, like go. That's a butt fucker.
Okay.
Like when you white knuckle an event, when you white knuckle a maneuver, you know, we all have those experiences where we white knuckle a maneuver.
Steve, what's a sphincter?
Sphincter. Sphincter.
I think you need to take biology again, buddy.
You don't need to
Not
talk about
spink. Spink.
Sphincter, not sphincter. Sphincter.
Wait a minute, guys, we're still streaming here. Hold on a second.
Yeah, we're still streaming.
Yeah,
Another 11 minutes.
Let's go to Keith.
Yeah, Keith, you have a picture to save us with?
Yeah.
Make it big, Keith. Thank you very much.
The sphincter's in Egypt.
Wow, look at this. So tell me, that's you, Keith?
Yeah.
75.
That would have been, according to, there's a thing that Rich Peabody posted on Stuka Stunt. This was way back in '02. Anyway, he said the names on there go from starting at 75, Simons, Drossel, RJ Tower, Jim Casal, Bill DeMuro, Carville, don't know him, Rich Seifert, Lou Dudka, Bruce Olson, Phil Spillman, Joe Ortiz, Cecil Dombrowski. That's
That
all.
was the year I joined the AMA for the first time.
Yeah, it goes, that's 75 through 88.
That's long
Can
time ago.
you show that trophy again? Show that picture again. So Tommy, you got that big? Is it?
I
Is
don't
it
have
the cup
it now.
or the
Yes,
trophy?
the cup on the right hand side.
The cup on the right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
I think it actually may have another layer to it now.
Another, yeah. Okay.
And like I said,
Wow.
I think the last one to win that, believe it or not, was Constantine, the Canadian flyer at the Worlds.
Oh wow.
That was the last contest they had there. And I would say that was probably 2018 or 19.
Thank you, Keith. Appreciate it.
Oh, so professional looking in that photograph.
Oh, because Tommy, were they shut down 20 and 21 because of COVID, or
No, they lost the field.
they lost the site? Okay,
Yes.
that's right. Yep.
So that was the end of that contest.
This is also shows the original little Pampa patch that we had in those early days. I don't know if it shows up or not.
Oh, on your shoulder there?
Yeah,
Oh, very cool. Yeah, that the triangle
triangle,
maneuver.
blue. Yeah, with the blue. It
Yep.
had Nobler
Yes.
and they had 3 classic airplanes on there in a triangle.
Nice.
Back in the
Did you
day
wear that
when
shirt to,
Tampa just got
contest?
started.
What's that?
Go ahead, Peter. Peter says,
No, back in the day when Pampa first got started. I remember those days.
Yeah. Started 73 Nats.
Yep, absolutely. I recall being in Flushing Meadow Park and these 2 individuals, I don't recall their names, coming up to me and saying, "You want to join Pampa? You should join Pampa. You fly decently. You should join Pampa." Yep, back in 1973. Yep.
wow, very good. What I was saying, Keith, was that did you always wear nice shirts with patches when you went to contests? What my question was.
Well, not always, but that one, that was sort of a standard shirt for me in those years. Yeah.
You know
Very
Gary
nice.
Akers? You know Gary Akers?
Yeah.
He wears a nice shirt and he has patches on it. He looks really official. And it's just kind of a cool look.
Let's see, 20, that's 70, 77, so what, 23, 45 years ago, that's all.
That's all. Very good.
Oh, well, I gotta grunt. I gotta go. I got a flying day tomorrow, so I'll leave my final bid of 2150. See you later.
All right, see you later. 2150. Do we hear $22?
22.
Very good. Very good. So we're
I would
bidding
call
on
back.
Tom. We're bidding on the Tempest that Samantha used to
Steve.
fly.
Yep.
And did you see the plane earlier? Did you see the plane earlier, Tom?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'll give him 25 if he throws the motor in with it.
Oh, well, if the motor's in it, 27.
Where is he? He's not even listening to us.
Yeah, I don't know where he's at. He stepped away.
Yeah, I recall back in the day. I'm in Flushing Meadow Park, and I'm flying this Ringmaster Imperial, and these two guys walk up to me after I landed, and they said to me, "If you can fly that the way you're flying anything else, you need to join Pampa." And at that time, it was like, okay, and I've never been a competitive flyer. Never even considered being a competitive flyer. But these two gentlemen, I don't know who they were, came up to me. It's like they said, it's like if you can fly that the way you do, then you should be joining Pampa. And I do remember that was 1973, Flushing
Wow.
Meadow Park, New York City.
Very nice.
We'll be there on the 17th of September contest.
Hey, Steve, the bid's up to $27 if you include the motor.
Yeah, that motor's going for $450 tomorrow, so you're way short on that.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, that's already been bidded on.
Okay, so it's the plane minus the
It's
motor.
taken like three or four, it might have been 4 years to get Samantha to sell it.
What's she got her sights set on with the money, man? New cell phone, new iPad, computer for school.
Yeah, computer for school. Well, for school and work. So she's getting a new Apple computer. I don't know. It's a regular computer that hooks to a monitor. It's not an all-in-one thing. It's a desktop or something.
Is she finished with school?
She has 2 more classes is all.
So close.
So close. She should have been done, but
I'm just going
they
to go
only
end
give
the, let me interrupt. I'm just going to end the live stream where it's close enough to 9 o'clock. I want to thank everybody for coming in, and thank you for all the chats and all the likes. We have like 37 likes. That's a pretty good number of likes for our show. And I hope if you're watching the replay that you'll hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. That won't cost you anything to do those 2 things, but please consider joining the Stunthangar YouTube channel memberships. And don't forget the super chats. We only do the super chat during the live stream, so come back Monday or Friday at our regular time and just give us a donation if you would, please. That being said, I want to say good night, everybody. We'll be back Monday, and hopefully you have a chance to go do some flying this weekend, spend some time in your shop, and then come back Monday night and show us what you've accomplished or tell us about your flying. And until then, good night all. We'll see you later.